Welcome to the Pat Sheranian Show. Thank you so much for joining us today. Hey, I understand you had a good time watching Verl and his group this morning, and he was not with us, wasn't feeling too good. But we had Richard on, we had Debbie on, we had David on, a lot of fun people. And glad you were there to watch on KHQN 1480 AM and on VerlOsmondLive.UtahValleyLive.com. So if you aren't watching, you want to watch at 9 to 10. Now, starting the first of the year, that program's going to move to 4 o'clock in the afternoon. But the rest of December, it's going to be on at 9 in the morning. And I have a great guest this morning. She's also a neighbor. And we're going to start right out at the top, inviting you to make comments because we're going to be asking some questions. And we do have a chat room. If you're on the radio and driving, we understand you can't get to us unless you want to call on my cell phone, and then that's 801-362-9552, and I'll call you back after the show. 801-362-9552. But we're going to be talking about what we're doing with the station and what we're doing with streaming video live and what's happening. Now, Monica, I met, just maybe 2 months ago.
Yep, that's right.
At this point. And so we're going to introduce you to her because she's going to be on every Friday in my time slot at noon for the rest of, for all of December. And then starting in January on the 2nd, she's breaking out her own show daily. Mm-hmm. And she's real well prepared for that. But it's always exciting when you're in a new neighborhood. So we want some help from the audience this morning. And we want you to send through your phones, through the internet, any way you can get there, let people know that we're here, that they can find us every day, and we're going to be doing a lot of new things with this radio station, which is really fun. And my guest, Monica Barbour, Barbour, which is so très French. Is that what it is?
Actually, it's English.
Is it really?
Yes.
It sounds French.
It's English. So
it's so good to have you here. And we've been talking about what we've been talking about and talking some more. So we decided to put it on the air.
Yes.
And just
because we can talk hours and hours. Pat and I sit down for lunch, and lunch goes 3 hours. So
I spoke at Sacrament meeting last year. We're of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. Well, Monica and I are. And they asked me to speak for 12 minutes. I had to write out every word. There's absolutely no way I could spontaneously speak for 12 minutes. I mean, I can go 2 hours without taking a breath.
And that was a fabulous talk back. In fact, I thought, and I even mentioned to you, that I think you should give that talk here at your show.
Well, it's kind of motivating, isn't it?
It is wonderful. Even my 16-year-old son said, that was a great talk.
Well, I appreciate that. Thank you. Larry Barkdahl was the author of much of that, the concept. Well, what had happened was I had been living it and practicing it, but didn't have it in an organized form. And so Larry helped, he got it organized, and I thought, I know this. I've been doing this. This works. And it's about faith. So we'll tackle that one day. Maybe we get closer to Christmas.
Yeah,
we'll do that. But I want the folks to know who you are, since you're going to be coming on every Friday, and then starting your own show in January 2nd. So let's start out with, who are you? You were on with me once before, but let's go over all of that again.
Okay, sure.
And because now you're a little bit more settled, you're at least into part of your home.
Yes.
So you might share what you've been doing. But so let's start at where we are now and work backwards.
Okay, so let's see. Well, I met you in a religious setting. That's correct.
We did.
And we sat down, and it was fortuitous, I guess, that we sat down and started chatting. Weren't even listening to the lesson.
Well, it was more than fortuitous. That morning I had said, I really need to have some other hosts come on the air. I need to have people that have got background. I don't have time to go find them. I've just jumped into this radio and streaming video, and I go to church. Okay, so it was Sunday, and I have my little prayer. And so I get to Sacrament meeting and in Sunday school, and I'm in Relief Society. And I sit down next to this lovely lady. And before everything starts, I said, well, now tell me who you are. And she did. And I said, and what's your background? And she said,
film and television.
Film and television.
Construction. There's a few things.
Right.
So, yeah.
And she's done lots of radio. And I thought, that was quick. Boy, I wish everything happened that quickly. And so that's how we started. Yeah. So let's talk about the construction and what you've been involved in, because she couldn't get on with us sooner. On a regular basis because of what's going on
in the middle of
the roof over her head or not.
That's right. So I come from a construction background, first of all. And, my 5
Does that mean
generations.
freeways or houses or
yeah,
buildings?
it's more
or?
residential.
Okay.
I guess. Residential, yeah, construction of what? Firehouses.
What are you constructing? Children's playhouses. Okay.
So I do. I come from a construction background, and my father was from the New Mexico area, and so I guess all the people there are. I should say all the people there, but a lot of the people there were masonries, adobe, that kind of thing.
Okay.
And so,
where was he raised?
He was raised in New Mexico.
Okay.
And then he moved to California and met my mother, and they married and had me. And I was raised in the mountains, actually, as a little girl. And went from living in the mountains. My dad was a sheep herder and also worked in the lumber mill. And so it was really fun because a lot of us
was this in New Mexico?
No, this is in California.
California,
yeah,
okay.
In the
Bay Area.
No, actually, it was in the central part of California.
Okay.
Near Yosemite Park, National Park.
Good place to be raised.
It was great. And so we would get together as families and eat in this mess hall. And it was just a wonderful time, I remember, just kind of growing up and living around nature and horses. And I remember one time that the bears got into the mess hall and just literally just ripped apart all of the food lockers and got into everything.
You're saying bears.
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 Yeah, bears, like real bears. And
several bears.
Several bears, and they got some of the horses there. So that was a big deal. I remember that when I was little. So anyhow, right after that, we ended up moving to the Bay Area, in San Francisco area. And my dad was working with his brothers, and then he branched off and opened up his own construction company in San Jose area of California. And I was always around that. I mean, that's all I've ever known, going to the job site, my mom taking my dad lunch, and us having to, play in the dirt or whatever. And it was fun. I mean, we didn't think anything of it.
Well, my dad was also a builder, and he sold building supplies first. And I grew up, by the time I was 7 or 8, I was drawing on the back of plans, house plans. Mm-hmm. And it's when the paper was white on the back side and blue on the front, and the walls were, remember, everything was written in white? Well, you don't remember, you're too young.
No, I saw
you see the same kind of thing. Mm-hmm. But you grow up and you never get rid of it. I still design houses. I love looking at books of architecture and Home Beautiful and plans and things. It's just in my blood.
It's fun. It's
creative. You actually... Then go ahead and tell your story, because you actually wound up doing some things about it.
Yeah, so okay, so then, I was always around construction and things like that. And it's a long story, but my mom said, they were going to sell their house. They had a house in Delaware, California. And they said, why don't you sell the house? And I said, well, I don't have a license,
I'm assuming you were 18 or over.
Yeah, it was it was right after I got home after my mission, and or was in college at BYU and came back
Where did you go on a mission?
I went to Indianapolis.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah, it was fun. So anyhow, so I ended up getting a real estate license and sold my parents' house. And I made good money, and I'm thinking, gosh, that's really good.
That works.
That works. Yeah, it works for me, and pays for education in one shot, one deal. So there was more to it, and I investigated a little bit more. So I ended up, becoming a real estate agent, and then I was doing a transaction for a friend of mine, and she was working with a mortgage broker, and I went in and took some paperwork into the firm in San Jose, and the broker there says, "What are you doing in real estate? You should be working for me." So I jumped from real estate, and I ended up doing mortgages for about 10 or 12 years for that company. So I did a little bit of both. And then in the Carmel, Monterey Bay area, we moved there probably about 10 years ago or so. And then I did both development there. And I would have clients that would come in from parts of the United States, sometimes the world, looking for particular things. And all cash buyers, just money to burn. Amazing amount of money. Cash deals, $12 million. It was.
This is when the market was good.
The market was great. Yes, it has really crashed. And part of our show, one of the weeks, one of the days out of the week will be designated for real estate. And
good.
Yeah, so it'll be fun.
Keeping us abreast of the market.
And what's really going on.
Good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So anyhow, it was interesting because I made a fair amount of money there as well, and kind of developed a little bit in the Big Sur area, Big Sur, Monterey. And a lot of people want to build there, but it's very difficult to build there because you have the Coastal Commission, who is fiercely adverse
Oh,
to
yeah,
any type of building. Yeah, and you're from California, so you know that's the way they can be sometimes. But it's even more so because of they just want to protect the land, basically. And I understand that reasoning, but you still got to have development. And
sure.
Yeah, like in fact, I had some acreage in Big Sur. I had like 130
in Big Sur, which is so gorgeous.
Yes, it's stunning. And the acreage we had 134 acres, and it was a mountaintop, and it was at 32. I think the elevation was like 3,200 feet above sea level. But at the top of the several mountaintops that were in this one little section in Big Sur, you could see literally the curve of the earth. You could see all the ocean, and it felt like you were actually looking up at the ocean. I know it's like an optical illusion. It's really interesting. So we would go up there and camp out before we were trying to get everything through the Coastal Commission, which we did not do. And I thought, I just don't have the pull like some of my other colleagues did. Right. I mean, they knew the city officials. They knew who to get to. They knew the architects. I mean, in California,
you were the new kid on the block.
I was the new kid on the block. And
yeah.
I mean, I did other stuff, but not like this. This was over my head. And I thought, I just couldn't fight it anymore. And finally, I just kind of gave in and sold it to another colleague of mine. And he got it through, and now that house is listed for, I think, $17 million. So,
yeah, gosh, how fun!
So it was really fun.
But you made property because it hadn't crashed yet.
Oh
so
no, it hadn't crashed.
That's
yeah,
good.
Yeah, and it was interesting because there was a huge crash even in the Monterey area. And we're probably supposed to be talking about Utah, but there was huge. It was a huge.
Not really, because things that happen in California do affect.
Yeah, it will eventually. Yeah, or it comes here and goes there and back and forth.
Yeah.
But the crash was in California, in Carmel or Monterey Bay Area. In the last 30 years prior to the crash, there had only been 4 houses that were foreclosed upon. And now I was just talking to a friend of mine who used to be my partner, and
it's a very wealthy area.
It's a very wealthy area, yeah. And they have like 30% of the sales now are all short sales and foreclosures, which. Even though it's second home, it's huge, and it speaks volumes.
Different. In Lido Isle, we had a little home down there that was a little home. Well, 6,000 square feet on Lido Isle in Newport Beach. And before the market crashed, things moved very, very easily down there. Well, it still hasn't affected Newport Beach like it has everywhere else, because the house I was in certainly wasn't anywhere near 10 or 17 million, but it is now.
Yeah.
And you can't go back. And that's the thing I've learned about California. You can't, once you move away, it's almost impossible.
It's impossible.
The market has dropped all around Newport Beach area, but not Newport Beach, not Lido Isle. Those homes have held their value.
Which is pretty,
it's remarkable,
lucky, yeah.
But it is one of the wealthiest places in the world.
Newport Beach, yeah.
It's beautiful.
It's
so beautiful.
Stunning
and
there.
You were in the other beautiful area.
Yeah.
I'd never been water that was purely aqua. And that's the way it is up around Monterey, around Carmel.
It's stunning. And we had a house that was right on what the area. There's another area that's called Carmel Highlands.
Up on the hill.
It's a little bit on the hill.
Where it is.
It's south on Highway. You go straight down Highway 1, 4 miles right out of Carmel, right there. And we had a house there that overlooked all of the ocean. Actually, it was stunning, and the aqua water, and every room had
sand is pure white.
The pure white. It's amazing.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
What are we doing in the winter here? Okay, because we love Utah. That's actually the valley.
Yeah, and I like it here too. I came here a couple of years ago. I never thought I'd ever come here. I never thought I'd leave California. I mean, I'm a California girl, so I just never thought I'd leave, and came here kind of really just reluctantly, and what a nice surprise it has been. I love it here.
Don't you just love it?
I love it here. I've met some wonderful people.
It sounds really crazy, but driving home after being out of town and coming over the point of the mountain, and then you can see the temple, Yeah,
there's a peace about it.
Wonderful peace. Now you can see 2 or 3 temples at the same time. It's really been just a joy, and I love coming down and coming into the valley. I just, I'm home. Okay. It's safe. Well, all right. So now we're telling your life story. So.
Yes. Okay, so let me see, where are we at? Okay, so then, so did that a little bit, but I guess backing up prior to that, I dabbled in film and radio as well.
What is dabbled in film?
Well,
and by the way, we have I've mentioned a chat room. If you'll look under where you're viewing, you can see a chat room there. We'd like to have comments. I mean, this is a new star being born in Utah Valley. And she's already been born a star in California.
Oh, sweet,
and we're so grateful she's here. And that's why I'm interviewing today, because she's starting her own show and easing into it by coming in on Fridays. She'll be hosting her shows on Friday, and then starting January the 2nd, she'll be on every day of the week. And I think right now you're scheduled to come on at 1 o'clock following my show.
Mm-hmm.
And we're not
but
sure.
But we're not too sure on that time.
Yeah, because some things are going to be moving around.
Because Burl might be moving to 4, and then
he
I
might
go
be
into
moving.
his
Burl's
hour
show
at
might
9.
be moving to the afternoon. You might be moving. But let me insert in here that if you have ever wanted to be a host, that both of us can work with you and train you. And if you've wanted to come on and talk about your company or find people to bring on with you, or you have health issues that you like to talk about, health contacts and connections, if you are politically minded, in politics, know people that are, we're really looking for people to come in, and politicians, and just let us know about it. I have somebody lined up that's going to come in and talk about the original Constitution, United States Constitution. She's got a panel of people who are going to come in and take that thing apart.
Yeah, I've heard her before.
And
she's
she's very good.
Yeah, she's really good.
And so I'm looking for sponsorship for her show.
Okay.
And so any of those things work for you, call me at 801-362-9552. 801-362-9552, or come in on our chat room right now on pat.utahvalleylive.com. Now, for any of our shows, you can come in on utahvalley.com and find us. Mm-hmm. We're all
web
kind
streaming
of there together, and we're on Facebook and all over the place.
And you've been amazing at doing this, Pat, because you're trying to build a station and things like that right now, and you're really remarkable.
Yeah, it's been fun.
You're having fun, and you can tell.
Yeah, we're having fun.
Good example.
Well, if you don't have any talent and all you can do is talk, then what do you do when your life is winding down? Well, you say, okay, I'm going to wind it back up.
I don't
and
know.
Go talk
I think you're
some more.
winding up. I don't think you're winding down. So
somebody asked me if I was getting younger, and yeah, boy, it's wearing me out though.
No, you're doing great.
Okay, so then somewhere along the line you got married.
Yeah, I got married. I'd say so I guess going back about the film part,
let's talk about that, because that's kind of glamorous and fun.
Oh, that's kind of fun. Okay, and plus you,
at
one point I'm going to have you to interview you, because you are so remarkable, and you have the best. You're from Hollywood, so we got to talk about.
We've got good stories.
Some good.
I
stories
tell Warren Beatty stories, and I can tell Jim Arness stories, and Dabney Coleman stories, and stories I won't tell,
that I know that are great, that I won't share. But anyhow, so I guess it was kind of funny, because I worked, to get myself on a mission. I did that first of all. And it seems like I've always worked all my life.
So coming out of college then?
Yeah, I actually I joined the church when I was 19.
Okay.
And then I worked, because I knew I wanted to go on a mission, so I had to save for that. And I went to Rick's College when it was called Rick's College. Yeah. So I'm dating myself. But so when it was Rick's College, now BYU Provo.
Yeah.
And, or BYU Idaho. I'm sorry. Yeah, and then so, anyhow, I have to turn this off here. And then coming back from Rick's College or BYU, Idaho, I ended up working and saving for the mission, went on the mission, came back, and then that's when I really started in film. After
Let's talk about that. What'd you do?
Well, I did some print modeling.
Okay.
I did some fun things there, and then.
Did you do runway modeling?
I did some shows, yeah.
Because what are you, 5'8"?
5'8", yeah.
5'8".
Mm-hmm. And so, but they always want to cut your hair or do funky things to you, and I just don't touch my hair or my toes.
Oh, they do. They shave off your eyebrows.
Yeah, they can do weird things to you.
They change the color of your hair. I was in New York for a show, and they decided that I should have long sideburns. There was a girl named Peggy Moffat to set kind of a new trend. Mm-hmm. And so off went 9 or 10 inches of my hair. And I had sideburns and no hair in the back and spiked on the top. Oh, my heavens, it was pretty scary.
And then once you cut your hair, you're not marketable. Well,
then you have to,
choose after that.
The long hair didn't work then. So we had hair pieces, and then I grew it back out, and we did Beehive, which was up
Beehive was awesome.
About 8 inches above my head. You get in a cab and have to duck your head down to get in. You try like this, you know. Craziness, things you do. And but it was fun. So you had fun with it. You did
I had
some
fun with
print.
that.
Or did you
So
wind
did
up in some
print work.
movies?
I did some movies, yep, and I actually qualified for SAG card. And I haven't joined the union. I know you're a member of the union. You're SAG.
Well, SAG's an interesting thing. Screen Actors Guild is what it is, and you can. It used to be. I'm sure it hasn't changed. You had to have a part in a film to get the card, and you had to have a card to get a part in the film.
I know it was a catch.
It was really. It was very, very difficult. It had to all almost happen on the same day. You also have a card. I left at home. You get the part. You run quick and get the card.
Now it's even more difficult to get that
I'm
card.
sure it is.
Yeah,
I'm sure it is
because everybody wants their SAG card and credentials.
And Utah doesn't recognize the
they
union.
don't? I didn't know that they didn't recognize
No,
the union.
not to my knowledge.
So you can, if you're a SAG
you
actor,
can make commercials here. You can pay once. That's it. Goodbye.
Oh, okay.
And
so that's what. Maybe that's why people are coming here.
That's
to
why
film.
they go to California.
Yeah, and we'll have a segment on that as well.
Okay,
on film.
good.
Yeah.
So we're going to talk some more about films on your show. You're
yeah,
gonna do some
we're going to
stuff
do. Yeah, on Fridays, we're going to do what's called a Fun Film Friday. Movie reviews and talk about location settings, that kind of thing. Well, really kind of the history of cinema, and yeah. And then in January, I've spoken to the LDS Film Festival and also Sundance, and
you're going to be filming.
Yeah, we're going to be at hopefully if we can get the pass press and everything else and everything cleared up at Sundance. We'll be
good.
Hopefully maybe
This
doing
February,
some shows
January, February.
End of January.
End of January, February. Yeah.
And then the LDS Film Festival, which a lot of people don't know about, and I probably should put a plug for them right now. It's a wonderful festival, and it's been here, and it's here in Orem. Has been, I think it's now 10 years or so.
About 10 years.
Yeah, but they
give out awards, and it's the whole thing.
Yeah, it's kind of
great.
fun, and
it's great.
It's interesting. Yeah.
So we're going to talk more about that. What films were you in?
Oh, I was just a couple of ones, just some student films as well, just recently, and then I did some stuff for TV in San Francisco. Gosh, I don't even remember the name. It was with Don Johnson and a couple.
That's
of
a while ago.
Yeah, that was a while ago. I'm dating myself. I'm telling you.
I'm not even going. I'm not going there.
I know. So the only stuff I did really recently, because I like being more so behind the camera. I like developing more than that. So the last project that I got something was when I did a PSA.
Oh, good.
Public service announcement.
Right.
And I played a Border Patrol shooting a smuggler at the border. And actually, we filmed at the border. We had the actual.
How scary.
It was really fun because we were filming by an airplane. So I was Border Patrol, and I had a partner, and he was shot, and I was alive. And so
we could do a whole show. Yes. Really, several whole shows on what happens
on the set.
on the sets.
It is amazing.
When you're waiting for your
call time.
You're waiting for your call. Some of the things that happen or that don't happen.
You do stupid things too. I mean, play jacks or cards.
Just crazy stuff to pass the time.
And you meet fun people.
You do.
And, you get
it's hurry up, and sit.
Yeah, basically.
So we'll do it. We'll do a show one day on that. It was just fun. Do you have photographs from any of those shows?
I do. I'm very photographic or photo shy, I guess you would call it. So I don't. I do have some though. I do have some.
Well, we'll bring pictures in one day.
Yeah.
We'll do.
You don't notice.
I'm going to do Once Upon a Time, years ago. Once Upon a Time, but it was fun. It was the Jackie Kennedy era of being in New York and Washington.
Well, you're still glamorous though.
Well,
Pat,
not
really
anymore,
are.
but it was fun then, and so we can bring pictures.
Yeah,
in.
pictures and have that fun.
My kids used to think I was going to wallpaper the walls with them. They're so grateful I didn't do that. They're in books now, all the photographs and some video and stuff. So I'm sure you have some of that.
Some video
so we'll bring
and
it
stuff
in.
like that.
Okay.
Yeah,
So she's going to do some film stuff.
Some
really film stuff if you can get into the festival.
Yeah, if I can get in the festival, that'll be great.
Festival. We're going to send a camera person up with you and maybe someone else up and who's going to be doing a show every week. And Julia, I can mention that. Julia Curry maybe is going to do a show with us every week and at noon with me.
Right.
She's going to work with me. Okay, so what else are you going to have on your? Then we got to finish your life history and get up to date here.
Let's see.
What time is it? Oh, okay, we got time.
We got some time.
Okay.
Okay, so let's see. For Mondays, we're going to have kind of like a Manic Monday, Politics Monday.
A Manic Monday? What is a Manic Monday?
Crazy Monday.
People
Everything
come back
happened.
from the weekend and they're dragging. What is a Manic Monday?
Actually,
we had 3 times in a row.
Yeah.
Oh.
So, what we want to do on Mondays, we're kind of developing. We pretty much developed it, but still, as everything in life, things evolve. So, on Mondays, we will be talking mostly politics and bringing some. I know we have talked to the mayor
That
of
is
Orem
manic.
and stuff. It is
Sometimes
manic. Yes,
it
it's
is
crazy
manic.
stuff. So, a lot of politics, local and also national news, and things just kind of things that happen over the weekend. People just kind of catch up. And
Okay,
hopefully
good.
don't put people to sleep. We'll see.
Good.
And so, and hopefully have enough guests, locally that because especially next year, it's to
It's a
2012.
huge year. It's a huge year
for.
So many things happening, and
But sometimes I get burned out on it. I really do. I don't like talking politics. Or there was a while where I just turned off my TV. I couldn't stand it anymore because all you hear is the crap,
the negative stuff.
Yeah,
all the
and
negative
I
stuff
want to hear
that goes
something.
on. So
more
let's have positive stuff.
Yeah, if we can
I'm
spin it
gonna-
that way.
Chris Cannon has an office here.
Oh,
And I'm going to go get him one day in his chair and roll him down here and tie him to the chair. He said no more. He's had enough.
Yeah.
He's in private business now.
Yeah, it's
but,
exhausting.
I've threatened to go and get him.
Yeah, yeah.
And Orrin Hatch is around. I see Senator Hatch from time
That's
to
right,
time. One of the Osmond boys is in politics in the Senate here, and so
Right.
we're going to be doing some stuff that should be really interesting.
fun.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So we're halfway through your life
Oh, okay.
somewhere.
Okay,
All right.
Let's see. So let's see what else. What else? What
Okay. Well, you got
Okay,
home
so
from a mission.
I got home from mission, and then I did some of the TV and that kind of stuff. And then actually, I worked in Monterey for a local radio station there as well. I
Okay.
did that, and I was the editor. So everything that was streamed back in New York, I think it was in New York where they they record NPR. So NPR would come on about 6 or something. We'd get the feed in, and then I would edit the breaths and the this and the that. And that was really fun because that's where I really started to take interest in.
Good. We're going to let you do all of our commercials. You get to edit every single one of them. I didn't know you did that.
Yeah.
Okay.
So and it's fun. It's really easy, and you kind of sit there and do your work, and that was really fun. So
Good.
NPR stuff. But so anyhow, it's just my life is I've done a lot of different things, and I'm very grateful because I've met wonderful people in the business, and then people who want to be have me involved in their projects or their business somehow. And
that's always very flattering, and it means that you're able to do a lot of different things.
Yeah, sometimes you worry about that. I mean, especially like you, Pat. I'm not worried, but I'm thinking, gosh, here's a woman who does everything, who has done everything.
That means you don't have any in-depth talent. I've learned you know a little bit about a lot of things. How's that?
No, but and so I've been lucky to be around really good people that are talented and who I can learn from, and that's the important thing. I always want to surround myself with people who are smarter than me, more educated than me. It just who I can learn things from, because that is.
Well, I think one of the things that that I have wanted to have happen with this show is educational. Entertain and educate, and that's really the purpose for what we're here for, and also for Kyani. And I need to say thank you, because Kyani, KYANI.net, if you would like to look it up, is one of my big sponsors, and we're grateful for these products. And I'd love to get you involved with me. I'm going to get this young lady next to me involved very quickly with me in Kyani, and they have awarded me a new Audi. A $40,000 car, so that's kind of fun. Yeah. And some more things are right on the horizon coming up by the end of December. But it's a great company. It has a compensation plan like none other on the planet. And they have products that are so totally different. And I can tell you, for 15 years, I was diabetic, high blood pressure, high cholesterol, crippling arthritis. And 16 months ago now, I was introduced to the Kyani products. There is a drink. It's really a bottle filled with minerals and vitamins and blueberries and other fruits, and it's just been an amazing drink, an ounce a day, and you get about 37,000 antioxidants in that.
Yeah. So what is that exactly?
It's just cleans your whole system out, is what it does.
And it's vitamins, and it's
full of vitamins and minerals they've added, and then you take that Sunrise. You take that in the morning. It starts my day out. And actually, before I do that, I take Nitro FX, which is nitric oxide. Your body produces this very nicely until you're about 29, 30, 35. It gets less and less as you get older. By the time you're in your 60s, you want to take 2 naps a day. 70s, you're napping part of the day. 80s, you've napped. I mean, it's just crazy. Your body just stops producing this. So 3 scientists won the Nobel Prize for discovering how the body responds to this, and they started out, the pharmaceutical companies, with a synthetic. And it would trigger the body to work faster, better, clean up all the plaque out of it. Your brain, the cognitive thinking was better. Everybody's hearts were doing better. Disease was being held down. But the synthetic is dangerous.
Why, so, too much?
Well, it's
and
just synthetic is not a normal, so it
Mm-hmm.
doesn't, the people had problems. Some of them had problems. So the 3 scientists did come up with the right formula. We have that.
Oh.
And so it's all natural product that is in this, it's drops. And so I take about 20 under my tongue in the morning, wait about 15 minutes, have the sunrise drink. I'm ready to go. And I mean, I start.
And
I
you do have a ton of
swim every
energy.
morning. I have a ton of energy.
You do, Pat.
My energy level is pretty much what it was in the 40s and 50s. And I'm not going to see 40 and 50 again, no matter how hard I try. But I have the energy. And you know, I would get to the bottom of my street and think, which way am I going? I have to make a decision the way the street is configured. And I don't do that anymore. I know where I'm going. My mind, if I want to think of a phone number, it's there. If I want to think of a name, it's there. So it's changed my life entirely. In the evening, I take at dinner or later, before I go to bed, I take omega-3. It's a pure fish oil from the sockeye salmon in the Alaskan waters. The blueberries come in the tundra. They are absolutely amazing.
Blueberries in Alaska?
Oh, yeah,
and
they're filled with antioxidants because they're out in this cold weather forever, and they're just bigger, and they're just loaded in antioxidants. Good stuff. So I was diabetic. I had high blood pressure, high cholesterol.
And how long did it take for that to turn around?
Actually, within about 3 days, my blood sugars dropped so low that I had to call my doctor and say, hey, I don't understand what's happening. I need a new meter or something. And he said, what are you doing? And I told him, he said, don't take your medications and let's see what happens. And that was July of 2010, and I've not had any medication for diabetes since then. And I go in every 4 months to have checked, and my numbers are absolutely amazing. I'm right around 91, gets up to maybe 96. Those are perfect numbers for diabetes. And so
How long did you have diabetes?
15 years, almost 15 years. It was an adult onset.
Type 2?
Yeah, type 2. And so it's gone. I don't have to take anything. Now, what did that do? We're getting off medication for a high blood pressure and high cholesterol and arthritis. No medication by the end of the first month that I was on these products. Now, some people, it takes 6 months. The body holds on.
Yeah,
but I detoxed. I started detoxing and got rid of
now,
a lot
with
of
something
stuff.
like that, do you detox prior to start taking
No,
it?
it forced the detox.
Okay.
About 2 weeks into it, I thought I had the flu.
Oh.
And somebody said, you're detoxing. And I thought, I do remember that. I'd done that once before. But you feel like you've got the flu. Your body's sloughing everything off and getting rid of it. So I just doubled up on everything. I took double the drink in the morning and double the everything. And it's all natural foods. It can't possibly hurt you. And so I doubled up, cleaned out my body, and I haven't felt... in fact, I don't even remember feeling this good. I'm sure I must have been in high school, but I don't remember. I didn't have the peace of mind then.
And I believe you. You do.
It's really been, it's changed my life completely. I would never have thought of going back on radio. I've been on for 20 years. That was enough. And then I looked around and I thought, what am I going to do with all this energy? I cleaned my house. How many times do I want to do that? And okay, I'm busy at church. Okay, that's not enough. And so that's how this all unfolded, because I just have this incredible energy. And so now I've brought other people in. I've helped people with Parkinson's, fibromyalgia, with headaches, migraines, people that have suffered for years and years. They're doing really well. Hearing problems have been improved. My eyesight's improved. I keep glasses because I keep thinking I need them.
And I think Burl takes the same thing, right?
Yeah, Burl's going through the same thing. They're on this Kyane. So it's a 4-year-old company. They're out of Idaho Falls. And truly, it's the best compensation plan on the planet. And how do I know that? Well, I was CEO of 5 different companies. They were network marketing companies. I've been involved in network marketing longer than I'm ever going to tell you. And so I know network marketing, and I know products.
And what was different about about this company?
Well, first of all, there are no breakaways. And the second thing that happens when they change a comp plan, it favors the distributor, not the company. It favors the distributor. How can they do that? Well, the 3 couples that are involved in this company are multimillionaires in their own right. In fact, one family, they're billionaires. They had companies. They didn't need to be doing this, but they discovered a tribe of Tlingit Indians up in Alaska. No illnesses, nothing to report. And there was scientific data going on about them, and this one couple got involved in it, found out what they were living on, how they were behaving, and they brought all that information back and created this company 4 years ago.
So that tribe, they were living on what, the fish?
Fish. They had
berries.
sockeye salmon, and that was the majority of the diet, and the Alaskan blueberry. Wow. And that balanced anything else they would eat. And I tell you, it knocked out all this stuff. I suddenly was not paying over $300 for prescriptions every month. The product, if you come in as a customer, you don't ever do another thing, it's about $130 a month for 3 products that change your life. And I tell you, it's my food storage. I would not be without these products. You don't have to. You only have to order what you drink every month. Mm-hmm. Who do you know that within 3 rankings in a company, there are no breakaways, so if you sign up, you'll be with me forever. You're stuck with me. But there's very few companies that you can work for them for 3 months and they give you a $40,000 car because you earned it. Yeah. And it's not that hard to do, and you only have 100 people under you, and you're there.
That's pretty good.
Let me know if you have a company that can do that, because there's not
Especially
another one that I know
times,
of.
Yeah.
Right, and have it be an Audi, $40,000 car that you didn't do anything. They pay for it. Okay, that works.
Yeah, that's not bad.
Well, that was the longest commercial I ever done. That was a full 10 minutes.
I think I was egging you on to
you
find
were.
out more.
I love that. Come again. We'll do that.
I'm good for that. So
call me, 801-362-9552. 801-362-9552. I'm Pat Sheranian. I have been for years now.
Yes, you have. As long as I know
I'm
you.
really Patricia, but you can't say Patricia Sheranian more than a few times at the same time. And my wonderful guest today, who is her own host in her own right, she'll be starting every Friday in my airtime at noon, and then starting in January 2nd, which is a Monday, she'll have her own show, we think, following my show at 1 o'clock.
Or if not, the 9 hour.
Then it's going to be 9 o'clock, and we're going to. But we're really looking for somebody for the 9 o'clock hour because Burl needs to move to the afternoon. Yeah. And I need to talk about somebody.
Okay.
Can I do that?
Oh,
and then
you
we'll
bet.
pick up your life story.
That's fine.
Make a note where you are because I can't remember.
Right. I can't remember. Okay, here we go.
So what's happening is about in August, I met a young man at a LDS booksellers up in the Salt Lake area, and he had written a couple of books called The American Covenant. And I was so taken by this young man. He was so enthusiastic. I thought he was about 20. It turned out he's married and had 4 children, I think, down in Arizona. But I loved what he was doing, The American Covenant. And so I'm just going to tell you a little bit about this because he's coming on the air with me on the 6th. And that evening, that's a Tuesday, and that evening he's going to be in Logan, and I'm going to give you that address tomorrow. But he's going to be up in Logan. And then on the 7th, the evening of the 7th, he's going to be in the Draper area at, I think, Southtown up there or something, whatever that is up there. I'll get the exact address up there. But this Tim is very energetic. That's an understatement. He's an accomplished historian and author, and he's going to be talking about the American Covenant, One Nation Under God. And he asserts the ancient biblical covenant of Abraham is fulfilled through the divine establishment of the United States of America, and that the founders actually understood and worked towards the grand design. His remarkable research and writings have triggered a growing dialogue on the topic, and he has even inspired a major documentary motion picture targeted to release. Oh, that's right. They told me about this. The targeted for release to national audiences and cable history channels next year. So it'll be coming up this next year. Every American needs to understand this. So he's going to be, some of these things that he's going to be talking, the public is invited. The one in Logan and the one that's going to be in the Draper area. Mm-hmm. The public is invited to these, but there's limited seating. Very limited seating.
Is it free or do you have to pay for it?
It's free. No, it's free to go in. They do sell the books there. That's one reason it's free. You come in, you buy a book. But this young man is worth watching. He's going to be on the air with me, and we're going to be talking more about this on the 6th.
On the 6th?
Tuesday, the 6th of December, yes. Okay. So you want to mark your calendar for that because you want to listen in no matter where you are, either on KHQN 1480 or pat.utahvalleylive.com. I don't know if you can see this, but I do have a copy of both of his volumes. He's got 2 volumes, 1 and 2, and it's his questions that he answers are: why did Christopher Columbus passionately believe that his discovery of the New World would lead to the restoration of God's holy temple? That's a quote. Why did early settlers know about the restoration, and why did they call themselves the New Israel? Why did George Washington know about American prophecies connected to the house of Israel? And so on. So these are questions that he's going to answer. We're going to get some of them on Tuesday, but these books are amazing. The people that have purchased them have called me up and said, thank you for leading me to this. So you'll be able to buy a book the night that he speaks in Logan and also in the Draper area. And we can certainly do some things here on the air.
Yeah.
Let you know where you can buy the books and so forth. So,
now, is there a certain publisher? Is it Desert Book?
This is published by our fellow Boyd Tuttle that has been on with us several times. We're always happy to have Boyd with us. And his is Digital Legends, and he's in the Salt Lake area, and I don't have his phone number right here in front of me. Let me see if I can find it. It's not on this particular sheet I've got, but I'll have all that for you. We'll be brilliant on Tuesday the 2nd, well, if not, or 6th. And if not that, at least we'll know a little more about what we're talking about. But yeah, it's published. In fact, Boyd has been very good. A number of his authors have been on with me. This digital thing, they don't have to put 5,000 books out at one time. It's on demand. So if a store orders 10 books, they print them. And usually you can get them online also, and they'll just print up that one and send it to you. Okay, it's Digital Legend Press. I do have a phone number. It's 585-703-8760. 505 is the area code for whatever reason. 585-703-8760. It is Digital Legend Press, and it's Boyd Tuttle. And some of you might recognize that name. His father was a general authority. So... all right.
I met Bill Tuttle once.
Did you really?
Mm-hmm.
Sweet guy.
Yeah, nice
really sweet
man.
guy. All right. Where are we in your life story?
What do we say? Let's see. I don't know. I'm kind
You're
of boring,
home from your mission. You had done some film, and you're still in California.
Yeah, we're still in California. I got married and had 2 children, and my daughter goes to BYU.
Is she there now?
She's there now.
Oh, okay, great.
And my son goes to American Heritage School.
Oh,
in fact,
good.
I should put a plug for American Heritage because it's a wonderful school. And
It
I think
is a
they
good
advertise
school.
on the station.
They do.
They do, don't they?
do. Mm-hmm.
In fact, I was talking to the principal. I want him on the show to be able to talk about
Right, you can
the
do that.
principals. It's a wonderful school. It's
We
like a
we
mini
have a
BYU.
couple of guys on early in the morning that have Liberty Roundtable and and a lot of things going on from 6 to 9.
Yeah.
And it's Sam and Kurt handle that. They've been on for years. And so we're also backing them up with some more programming during the day. And it's, again, if you're interested in getting involved in radio as a guest, or you would like to come in and try your hand at hosting one day a week or every day, we're open to all of that.
Okay.
So get hold of us because we're rebuilding a station. And
Pat's busy.
I'm busy. And
good work.
And if I
and
work
good
this
deeds.
right, I can retire in a year and produce shows, which I would really
Which you would
enjoy
really
doing.
enjoy, yeah.
I've retired once from film and radio and television at age 42, and I'm a couple of years older than that now. So I'm
And you were
looking
so
forward
good.
to
You're so
producing.
good that they need to bring you back.
Yeah, I'm back, and a year is about enough. So we'll see where I am this time next year.
Yeah.
Okay, we're on
so
with
let me
your
see.
life history
Okay,
here.
so let me see. So I ended up. I went to BYU.
Okay.
I think I'm kind of hodgepodging all over
Well,
the
you
place.
were up at BYU, Idaho. We
I was
talked
at BYU,
about
Idaho,
that.
then went on a mission, came back home, and then I think I worked that summer, and then I came to BYU,
Okay.
Provo here, Provo, Utah. Provo,
Now, were you
Utah.
married, or did you get married after you came here?
I let's see. I came. Okay, I'm getting old.
I'm really
so-
asking hard questions here. I didn't mean to do this to her.
No, this is fun. So I got married. Let's see. So I was here at BYU for about a year and a half. I think it was like 3 semesters. I wasn't here very long. And then I went to BYU Hawaii.
Oh.
And I was engaged.
Well,
there.
everybody should go.
Everybody
to
should go at least one
BYU
semester.
Hawaii at least once.
And it was funny about BYU because in Hawaii, because I was in the political science program here at BYU Provo in Utah, and continued studying political science at BYU Hawaii. However, half the professors there are foreign, and so two of my professors were from. I mean, one of my professors for two of my classes was from China.
Oh, interesting.
And so I would just sit in the back of that room just going, what the heck is he saying? And I had a really good GPA, and I ended up getting like a B- in that class. And I was so mad because it was an interesting subject, but I ended up having for two classes. And it was detrimental, to say the least. But he was entertaining. You know, Chinese, the accent, it's pretty funny.
Did you ever meet a Mike Akagi who was on campus at that time? Because Mike's in his 60s now, and, well, he's a top leader in Kayani. He jumped in about 2.5 years ago and just blew the top off of
that
this.
Name sounds very familiar.
He flies all over the world now, but great. He loves talking about BYU Hawaii.
Oh, did he go to?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, well, he was on campus there. He was teaching.
Yeah.
He was a professor.
Yeah, that sounds familiar. So, but BYU Hawaii was really fun. I was lucky enough to live at what's called the point of the mountain. I mean, I'm sorry, the point of
Wait,
the
that's
point.
Utah.
Actually, I know. It was just called the point. I
point.
got to stop right there before I add mountain to it. It was called the point, and so it was in Laie, and the house where my sister and I were renting, or the house where it was located, was right at the tip of this point, and my windows faced the ocean.
Oh, what a really terrible view.
It was but the thing about, I didn't stay there because I couldn't stand the bugs. They have horrible bugs there.
Bugs.
You'd wake up and you'd
bugs.
see like this giant gecko just staring at you in your
true.
face, or like beetles just crawling on you. I
No.
couldn't take that. I don't like anything scaly or with a tail or with furry that's smaller than me. They could do something. Probably can't do anything to me, but I just didn't like the creepy crawler that I got
Don't
out
go
of
to
it,
the
so.
Carolinas.
Yeah, I know the
Or
South
Florida.
is the same way.
There are a lot of crawling
Yeah,
things that fly around.
And I like this area for that reason. You don't get a lot of that here. I mean, it's
Well, they
pretty
can't
dry.
handle the weather.
Yeah, the weather, and it's dry. So, anyhow, it was quite the experience there. I had fun and met a lot of neat people, and my sister was there, and then I got engaged there, and then we came back here and back to California because my husband is from Merced, California,
Okay.
which is part of the valley as well. And I was born in Madera, California, so.
When you were in Hawaii, did you ever get to Kona, to that area?
No, my sister did because she was the party animal in the family. So she got to have all the fun while I was studying.
The reason
so.
I ask is that Kayani is having their next convention in Kona. And
That's
we're going to get you
there.
involved, and we're
Oh,
going to
okay.
go. Somebody
And
can cover our shows.
Okay.
And we're going to go. It's 3 days, first 3 days in February.
That sounds fun.
And yeah, it's great.
Yeah,
It's
Kona's
really
nice.
great.
I have a couple of friends that have several friends that have some homes there in Kona.
Well, somebody has to go. Somebody has to go.
Somebody
there
has
in
to go, might as well
February
be
in the
us,
winter.
yeah.
You know, I mean, I'll hate leaving the snow. Not true. I'm always looking for a place to get warm all winter long. Okay, so now we've got you, and you met your husband, and you've got
and we got married
children.
and have a couple of children.
And now you're in Provo town.
Now we're in Provo. We moved here a couple of years ago, and like I said, I love it. It was a nice surprise. I never thought I'd ever leave California because I was busy with work.
Do you ski?
I don't ski. Mm-mm.
So
I skied like once or twice.
Are you tennis? Did you do any of the sports?
Oh well, I did martial arts.
You did?
I did.
Do?
I do.
Still?
I do still. Actually, I've slowed down a little bit just recently for various reasons. But yeah, it was kind of funny because my son went to school and had a friend, and I had a toy store in Carmel as well. I forgot to mention that. Had a toy store there. And
I mean, that's such a segue from real estate.
I
Let's
know.
see. Toy store. What, you bought the building?
No, what I did is I always kind of wanted a toy store, maybe because I'm kind of like a child still, and I think I think in not childish, but ways or childlike ways, and so I had this dream really, and the dream was produced by my working in real estate to be able to afford the store, to build this store. But then I ended up selling the store. It was really fun, and it was kind of funny because they, the people that bought the store, obviously there were new management and everything, but I would still see people because the store changed after I left quite a bit, And I would still see people like when I'm pumping gas or in the store and stuff because it's a small town.
They want to know where the store is. Where's the toy store?
We miss you. And, it was always really sweet things from that. But anyhow, so I had a friend who was a friend, my son's good friend, went to karate this is when he was young. So I would go and I would just take my son there and sit there. And I always wanted to be a martial artist when I was little. I just had this thing about Bruce Lee, and I
think everybody did.
Everybody did. He was such
he made it look
icon
easy.
And God figure to us millions. But just loved Bruce Lee and and all this other stuff. But back in the 70s, women couldn't really go to martial. I mean, you weren't really welcome as much. You weren't welcome. Invited to a lot of things, but particular. Martial arts. But anyhow, so I would sit there and watch my son, and then right after that, all the adults would come, and I'm thinking, oh, these people look so cool. They, the outfit and the way they move, and and it was amazing to make the body move that way. And there's a lot of martial arts studios that are, you just pay and they give you a belt or something like that. I'm not knocking martial arts studios, but
Pick a good one.
A good one if you can, and make sure that the instructor there is not going to get you injured. That's the most important part. And so the instructor where my son went, and then I ended up practicing as well at the adult hour, and then I just got so hooked on it because it was something I always really wanted to do.
So how many years?
5, 6, 7 years now.
Oh my goodness!
Yeah, and then
I'll take you with me.
Yeah, no.
Bodyguard.
and it was funny because the sensei, it was this type of karate that I studied was Shotokan karate, and it's both an offensive and defensive form of martial arts, and it's Japanese style. And what a lot of people don't realize is that martial arts actually began in India. From India,
I would have said Korea, maybe.
No, India, and then it goes into China into Japan and Korea and Okinawa and all these other places.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's really fascinating. And the martial arts, I started reading a lot of books and just.
Will you give us a demonstration in here one day?
Yeah, I could.
Actually, in fact, you could bring some people in.
Yeah, I would love to.
Table out and,
I have a wonderful gentleman that I study with right now, and he's
good.
from
Have him come in.
Yeah, I'd love it. And he used to be actually he's a gym here, and he wanted to open up a martial arts studio here in Provo. He wanted me to help him, but I said I don't have my black belt yet. He just, he goes, we can train you to train. But anyhow, so he used to be a bodyguard for Jackie Chan when Jackie Chan would come to England.
That's a good story.
Yeah, it's a good story, and he's an amazing man, and he's not that old. I think he's almost 55, 60, but he studied for a long, long time. But my original sensei that I studied with, or under, used to train the San Francisco PD, and it takes about 7 to 10 years to get a black belt from him. He was the real deal. He taught for 40 years, and just an amazing. Yeah,
so
it would
now
be fun.
We know you're going to do politics.
Yeah, okay. So on Monday we're going to do politics. Tuesday we're going to do economics, local businesses, real estate, construction. I have the city inspector coming on as well. He's scheduled in January. And then Wednesdays, health and fitness.
Oh, good.
And that's when we'll feature in the, martial arts, karate,
great.
health, plastic surgery.
Oh, now that's interesting.
Cardiology.
How does that fit in?
Yeah, I know. I think that'll be one of my favorite.
Surgery in there.
So, health and fitness on Wednesday. And then Thursdays, we plan to do more of the like self-esteem, mental illness, health, self-improvement, issues that are pretty.
I am looking for a couple that can come in and talk about relationships at least once a week. I think there's such a stressful time when people they may be at both the male and female, husband, wife, out of work.
Yeah, that's
and
true.
It's such a stressful time. Relationships just begin to
crumble.
They just
weight,
shred.
Yeah.
So I'm looking for a couple to come in and at least once a week give us advice.
And I have a couple people in mind.
Do you?
So
Good.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah. So
great.
A therapist that's been in business for about 30 years. So
good.
A marriage
that'll
and
be
family
good.
therapist. Yeah, that will be good.
That will be good.
Yeah, and so that'll be our Thursday. So Monday again, it's politics. Tuesday will be more economics, businesses, real estate, building, that kind of thing. Wednesday will be. What did I say Wednesday? Health and fitness. And I have a cardiologist coming in.
Oh, you
which will
do?
Be, yeah,
that'd be
so
good.
That'll be good.
How'd
yeah.
you ever get a cardiologist
well,
to come on?
Yeah, I know. I got my ways.
You got your ways. Okay, I'm not going to ask. Take that back. And then I know Friday we're going to do film.
Fun film Fridays.
You want to hit on some of those?
Oh yeah. No,
now
okay,
this I pulled this off of MeridianMagazine.com. The Proctors are my upline people in Kiani. They have endorsed Kiani on their MeridianMagazine.com. It is an LDS online magazine. Good stuff, a lot of political stuff, wonderful writers. Our good friend Larry Barkdahl has been writing for them once a week, I think. No, it must be once a month. For Meridian Magazine, about 12 years. And I happened to pull this off, and I think his name is Jonathan Decker. For some reason, it didn't print the top banner. And he's written up to a couple of things about movies and stuff here. And one of them he mentions down here with the Bells of St. Mary. Do you see that somewhere? The movie that he has suggested to see. But he's got really great movies. It's called MormonMovies.com, I think it is.
Yep.
But he was talking about, oh gosh, what was that?
I don't think it's on here, Pat.
It's Going My Way and the Bells of St. Mary's. Well, those are really, really old. But they're such good movies. You want to read this down here? It's right here.
So Going My Way, The Bells of St. Mary's. This doubleheader of classic gems starring Bing Crosby, actually. Deserve to find a modern audience between the two of them. Academy Award winners claim for Best Picture, Best Actor, Best Supporting Actor, and Best Original Song. Crosby stars as Father O'Malley,
right?
A traveling singing Catholic priest who uses his talent to help struggling churches and souls. These are both charming, delightful treasures that, aside from being two-bit slowly paced by today's standards, and where's the rest of that part? Is it on this one?
That could be this one.
This one. Okay. Are filled with wonderful music, great actors, including Casablanca's Ingrid Bergman, and unabashed expressions of faith in God. Great entertainment for the whole family, and I think that
and that's really what he's done. He's picked out some good. And you're going to be doing the same sort of thing, and reviewing movies. Now, is your daughter coming on with you?
Yeah,
for
my daughter, Sophia Monet, will be on the program on Fridays because she is the ultimate film buff and wordsmith and everything. She's amazing, and so it'll be fun. She's a lot of fun because I just say.
Well, she's a younger generation.
She's a younger generation, and she's also been. Her and I both went to the Joan Baron Brown acting studio in Santa Monica.
Did you? Okay.
Yeah, that's one thing I didn't.
We need to talk about that. Maybe not this time, but you should talk about that.
Yeah, we will talk about that.
In fact, we had Mary Keith Boyak's grandchildren were on one of her families, her son's family, on Thanksgiving Day, and one of the children is a professional actor. And then my neighbor just recently asked me if I knew of an acting school in California, in the Los Angeles
the Joan
area.
Baron Brown. There's a few
and
of them.
So when we get off the air, give me some phone numbers because they're looking for a nice, safe place for her.
And you have to watch
15 years old, and she wants to get involved in acting.
Yeah,
seriously.
Seriously, because there's different methods.
You can
get hurt. Yeah.
You can get hurt.
So I guess. On Fridays we'll be doing movie reviews,
fun, crazy stuff
that's coming up too, because there's a lot of stuff on Variety Magazine, so that way you don't have to subscribe to Variety Magazine. We'll do it for you.
Good.
So stuff that's happening, things that are being filmed here in Utah. We'll have the Utah Film Commission on.
For those of you that don't know, Variety Magazine is the Bible of the film industry. I mean, really, who's doing what and where and why and how come. And you do have to subscribe. And outside of California, I don't know how many people even look at it, but it's interesting.
Yeah, it's interesting stuff
for that kind of information.
Yeah.
And now you're in your home. You got in your home.
Yes, we were doing some construction, and it was my first project.
I thought
here.
what you said about your bed made me laugh. I'm so happy to be back in my own bed. They've been living in a hotel. And so it's good to have you in the neighborhood.
Yeah.
And again, this is Monica Barbour, and she's going to be on every Friday instead of me on Fridays.
Fridays at noon.
At noon, it's coming starting next week.
Next week, yep. No, starting, that's right. This Friday?
Is it this Friday? I think it's this Friday.
I have a guest this Friday.
One of us will be here on Friday.
Yes, we will.
And she's going to be then spinning off her own program starting in January. We're not sure if it's going to be 9 a.m., if Verl moves to 4, or going to stay on and come on it right after my show. But this has been fun to have you.
Thank you so much, Pat. I really I know we have a few seconds left, but I want to thank Pat. All of you who have listened to Pat for years or recently, you know how wonderful she is, and you are amazing to offer, this. You. And I look forward to building somehow, adding somehow.
You will. And you will.
Yeah,
you will. And I'm excited about it. And again, if you're interested, let us know, 801-362-9552. I want to thank Kyanie. It's changed my life, made a difference in every part of everything that I do, and I would wish it for you. Meanwhile, have a great day, and be safe out there, and we'll be back tomorrow. Verl will be on, Verl Osmond and Friends on at 9. I'll be on at 12. We look forward to being with you. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.